Hi. Hi, everyone. Today I'm going to be talking to one of my favorite designers, Iris Van Herpen, who's the most incredible couture designer probably in the world. Her designs are art, and let's get inside her brain and figure out how does she create these amazing creations. As you can see, I'm wearing her dress, and everything that she designs just feels, not only does it look incredible, it also feels incredible, and that's a really hard thing to do, as a designer, because most amazing pieces are hard to wear. But as you can see, this is very wearable. It's all 3D printed, and I can't wait to talk to her about how does one design. Um, let's see, where is Iris? I'm in my closet. We're on week, I don't know, because I just been home this whole time, and I just can't wait to socialize with people and get back to work and get creative and just do things. Oh, I think Iris is signing on. Let's wait for her to join us so we can get inside her brain. Um, I I feel like we're getting closer to sort of, having clarity on what the future will be, and that we all have to sort of stay away from each other, which is really sad. But I think there's light in the end of the tunnel. Did I miss Iris coming on? Let's see, should I sign back on? Oh, here she is. Let's have her join us. Okay, we're connecting. Iris,
Hi.
hi. Can you hear
How
me?
are you? Yeah, I hear you. Do you hear me?
Yes, I do. Hi, how are you?
Good. Nice to see you.
It's I know it's been so many years. I can't believe
Yeah.
the last time I saw you was 10 years ago in Paris.
Oh, wow. That's way too long.
I know you've come so far. I always knew that you were a genius and brilliant, and you would take over the world, which you clearly have.
Well, thank you.
How's it going over there?
It's strange times, but
Yes.
it's good. We are trying to find innovative ways of still being creative and being together, and everything just goes a bit slower, but it's going.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I feel the same way. It's hard to get
yeah.
motivated, when we're living in this black hole, but we need to light end of the tunnel, and we're sort of, I appreciate you talking to me, because I feel like as all of our creatives, we're all, we have to stick together, and we have to figure out new ways of communicating and new ways of getting the art out there.
Exactly. Yeah, it
But
feels
I'm
disrupting, but
but I'm
it
trying to,
feels it feels like opening up new opportunities as well. Yeah.
yes, absolutely. I think we have to think of new ways. I know you're working on a virtual fashion show. How's that going? Is that something that you decided before the pandemic, or is that something that you just said this is what I have to do to keep going?
I had it already in my mind for a while, but it's really hard to capture my work in its full movement and in all its intricacy. So I was waiting for the right moment, also for the technology to be advanced enough to be like an experience that is as good as a real fashion show. I want it to be as good. And I think we're at the right time to get it like as a really memorable experience for everybody. So I'm really excited by doing this right now. So it sort of was in my mind, but definitely the situation stimulated to do it
I,
now.
I mean, I
Yeah.
think I think what's really important for everyone to know about your designs, not only are they like, there's so, I mean, just the dress that I'm wearing, like how, like I'm a creative person, but like, how does your brain work? I want to know the like the creative path. I want to know like your creative sort of, you know, where do you start when you design a dress? Like, are you just like, okay, I'm gonna make a black dress and it's gonna have this, and like, what's the inspiration? Where does one even begin?
Inspiration comes from really a lot of different sides. I mean, I used to dance, so dance is still a big inspiration, and movement is always in my mind.
You know
Um,
what? That's really interesting that you're saying that, because every piece that you design, you can move. And
mm,
that is like, it doesn't matter how big, how small, how intricate. And I think that's the one thing that a lot of designers fail on, is they make these amazing pieces, but you can't move your arm, or you can't do this, or you can't do that. And I think that's probably one of the things that made you as successful as you have, because wearing your amazing pieces of art doesn't hinder you from movement.
yeah, I love how fashion can transform you, like mentally, but also physically. And I've always been fascinated by the interaction between the body and the garment, and how they can stimulate each other, and how you can be inspired to move in a different way. And I think a lot of the garments are really experiments on how the garment can become a piece of dance that interacts with you. And yeah, I think dance is definitely a big source of inspiration in all of the collection work, but also science and architecture and nature and philosophy. And yeah, there are just so many beautiful worlds out there that I try to capture within my work. It's often trying to visualize the invisible, you know. And so yeah, when I start on a collection, it really starts quite conceptually. Like I like to challenge myself to think of the impossible, and then I get stuck. It's like a labyrinth. I get stuck and I need to
Yes.
find a different way and walk back again. And I think that's a beautiful way of how the atelier works. I don't sketch a dress and then the atelier makes it. It's much more interactive. Like I start draping and then we do some new experiments, and then we have a lot of failure in between, and then we find solutions for things that don't work out, and very organically a collection grows. I really see it as a process of growth, and it's very chaotic. I wouldn't recommend it to everybody, but it's the way I work. Yeah.
Have you always been interested in the 3D printing? Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Because that's such an interesting world to me that I feel like a lot of people don't quite understand. Like, was that always part of your design, or is that something that you picked up on like later on?
Um, I really believe in collaboration. I think fashion can collaborate with different disciplines like science and architecture and even art. And my collaboration with some architects actually inspired me to work within the 3D printing, because at the time it wasn't really out there yet, but the architects were using it to create 3D models for their
Right.
new concepts. And I was really fascinated by the technique, and I started experimenting with it. So uh, at the moment, or at that time, I believe it was 2009, I had no idea if it was translatable into a garment. And in a way it was, and in a way it wasn't, because movement was still really, really difficult. But sometimes you have to invest in a technique as well to get it to the point where you want it to be. And by experimenting with the printing for a few years, it became more and more like the craftsmanship that we do in the atelier. Like it became really soft and refined, and a lot of materials were suddenly possible to print. And we started putting fabric inside the 3D printing, so the traditional weaving sort of merged together with the newer technology. And I really love bringing those worlds together, like the traditional craftsmanship of the atelier and of the beautiful history within couture, to bring that into the world we live in today, and to merge that with the technologies that are available now.
Incredible. So do you
Yeah.
actually have a 3D printer in your studio? Have you mastered it?
Uh, no, we don't, because the printers evolve so quickly that we would have to get new ones, like, I don't know, every year at least. And we work with too many different printers to make sense of having one or two in the atelier. So
Right.
we always work with the companies together.
Right. On an average, how long does one dress take to make?
The longest dress was the mirror dress from the Voltage collection, and that took like nine or so months, like 9 or
Oh,
10
wow.
months. Yeah, but generally a dress, it's hard to say. I would say at least a month, but often more. Like most dresses
Okay.
really take 2 or 3 months. Yeah.
Okay, and when you start up a new collection, do you have like a general inspiration idea for like this is the message or this is the story that I want to tell, and you sort of go with that, or you just start draping, and you're like, oh, this is great, and let's make it this, or it feels like there's a storytelling to everything that you do, and
Hmm.
I would like to know a little bit more about like the backstory on how that feeling comes about, because like I feel like I can relate to you a lot because I do the same thing with my styling where, you know, I always try to tell a story or create a character and then I sort of like spin off that, and that's when the
Yeah.
magic happens.
Yeah. Well, the first 2 months, I would say, because we take 6 months to work on a collection. The first 2 months, it's pure experimentation. I don't want to be limited by concepts or like a strong direction within my mind, because I don't know, the intuitive way of working has some power, and I want to trust within the chaos of my instinct.
Yeah.
So the beginning needs to be very free. I don't want to create any borders or boxes within my own mind. So we start working on materials and techniques, and then at
I
the
want
same
to
time,
I want to share with everybody sort of like the detail
oh,
of your design because I
it's you
think
will have them there.
because I
That's nice.
feel like seeing it like up close in person, it is a whole, you know, seeing it on a runway or far away. I mean, just I love that you also work with like, you know, volume versus not volume, and it's all, you know, it's really your fabrics are incredible. Like, do you source all the fabrics yourself, or do you have someone sort of source it for it? Like, do you have a master? How do you master getting this type of thing?
Yeah, the atelier obviously is a great team of people that all have their own expertise and skills. So it's Valia who works on the materials, and also together with Petra and Julia, and we we work together with companies, and some of the materials we develop with people that are outside of fashion, like Philip Beasley, an architect that we work with a lot. So some materials are really developed in-house, and some are developed with other people and other companies. So it's really, yeah, quite organic.
I also want to know, you know, you have so many incredible pieces and they're all so different from one another. Do you ever find it hard to separate with them, like selling them, or like do you want to hold on to them, or do you want them to go out in the world, and do you have a favorite piece?
That's a nice question. I used to have a hard time when pieces were going away,
Yes.
but I don't really have it anymore because it also opens up new space for new pieces. And I'm quite addicted to the creative process and to making things. And there's always new ideas in my mind. So it's sort of, it's important that pieces go and have their own lives and travel the world, and yeah, reach the beautiful new places like yours to be worn and to be seen. And So yeah, I used to have a hard time when pieces would go away, because in a way they are like diaries,
They're
like
like they're
they have
like babies, you know.
memories.
I feel, yeah.
But I'm
Okay.
so used to it now that it's fine. Yeah.
Um, is there only one piece made of each garment, or are there ever duplicates, or you just make one collection and that's it, and may the best woman, man, whoever buy it, and you only have that one piece in the world?
For some garments, there's only one. For other pieces, there might be a few, but never a lot. And I also must say, even when we make a garment, because it's all handwork, it is really never the same. So in a way, every piece is unique. But for some pieces, we make a few. Yeah.
Now, do you have like a favorite client or like a favorite muse that's your favorite person that you love wearing your designs?
Well, one muse that is with me for a long time is Björk. She is one of the earliest ones to be wearing my work on, well, her album, but also in her tours. And throughout the years, I've been, collaborating with her on different projects, and I just love her universe. I just love the way
Yeah, I mean,
she
she's
looks at the
I've
world.
seen her in concert like
Yeah,
many, many times.
yeah.
I also know that you're working on a book, and you know, as you said, collaborations are really important. Like, who's your favorite collaborator, you know, on that project, and why?
I really love the shoot we did with Tim Walker and David Altmet. I'm a big fan of Tim Walker, and he really is able to create a new world in front of your eyes. And
Yes.
it's very playful, and there's so much heart in his work. I was really excited by doing a special shoot for this book with him. And then we went to New York to an artist that is one of my favorites of all time, which is David Altmet. If you don't know his work, check it out, because it's extraordinary metamorphosis of people, but also nature, sort of evolving into new beings. And it was really a dream to see the vision of Tim together with David and my own work, all all
When can we
intertwined.
see that? When can we get this book? When does it come out?
I'm putting a bit more time in it at the moment, but I really want to finish it. I don't know. I hope within a month or something.
Okay.
And I mean, all the groundwork is done. All the collaborations are done. All the shoots are done. The writing. Um, Most of it is done. So I just
Okay.
have a hard time of letting it
We
go.
can't wait to see
Yeah.
it. Somebody wants to know, did you go to fashion school or are you self-taught?
No, I did go to fashion school on the Art Academy in Arnhem. It's called ITES in the Netherlands. And in the first year, I was doing all the different disciplines, because I couldn't really decide whether I would go into fashion or sculpting or painting. Yeah, I was just curious to explore the different disciplines and to see where I could really bring, my interests together. And in that year, I really found out fashion was my way of bringing sculpture and painting and fashion and dance, I think, as well, all together into the designs. And so I did 4 years of Art Academy before
Okay.
I started my
And
own
then
business.
have you always just wanted to do couture? Like, are you ever thinking about doing like a ready-to-wear line, or you love making art and that's what you're going to stick to?
Couture is really where my heart is. I really see couture as the art of fashion, and maybe perhaps a laboratory of fashion. where identity can be explored and new craftsmanship can be evolved, and where collaboration is possible with art and science, and there is space to grow, and there is a really personal connection that you build with your customers. And yeah, that process is really, really special to me. And I don't think there is a lot of couture out there, so it feels important to show that side of fashion.
I
And
mean, you're
yeah.
one of a kind, and I honestly feel we've only seen the beginning of you.
Mm.
You know, it's the possibilities are endless. Where we're going, the future of fashion, and the technology that I'm sure we're going to be able to experience. You know, you're definitely in the forefront of all of it, and I
Yeah, I
can't.
also think it's important to show that there is a slower side to fashion, and it should not only be about the amount you create, but also about, yeah, what you bring to the world. And yeah, I really feel couture is my place and the heart to me.
How important is sustainability to you?
Well, it's really important, and that's why it also feels important actually to be in couture, because I can really choose the materials we work with and to make a good selection on sustainability. But at the same time, we can also develop our own materials and collaborate with institutes that are focused on sustainability. And I, when I work on new materials, I don't only think about my own label, but yeah, the ultimate goal is to really create these materials also for other brands, and to bring that element of sustainability into a wider context than my own company. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Well, I can't wait to see what you do next. It's honestly the reaction. I mean, you're one of the few designers that we've ever had in the show. And people literally, they just can't believe it. Like you're out of this world. And I'm
Mm.
so honored
Well,
for
I'm in
you,
it.
for you
I'm
to
in and
take
out.
the time to talk to me and let me understand a little bit more, because people always ask me, you know, how did you do that? You know, how do you get, but it's like when I look at your work, I'm like, how did she do that?
Well, I have that with a lot of other people as well. I
Yeah.
think we're just inspiring each other, and that's what I ultimately hope to do with my own work. I hope to inspire other people to create as
Well,
well.
you do
Yeah.
absolutely every single day, and you know, how do you see the future of your brand, like where we're going? Do you think it's going to affect, you know, your future of what you're doing, or do you think this is just like a new open door where the possibilities are endless?
Um, it's an interesting time for that question. Um, I've always believed that fashion will really evolve radically different than how we see it today. And I still believe that. And maybe even more, because I really feel this time is quite disruptive for the system we've built. And
Yes.
it is opening new doors, and it feels like people are re-questioning why they are creating and how they should be doing that. And I think the focus on sustainability and innovation has grown really massively. Actually, the last few years, but definitely also the last few months. And um, I really believe that the mass production will definitely grow into a slower system for
Yes.
fashion. So I would explain it in something that is in between couture and ready to wear. I think both systems won't keep their name and their system in the way we know it today. And I think newer technologies like 3D printing will make it really possible to customize for everyone basically in the
Right.
future. And
Basically
that's
quality over quantity, right? Like people will
absolutely.
invest more in things that live forever, supposed to just fast fashion, that
Yeah,
trends that come and go. We invest
and
in
also
art
more
and
personal.
fashion.
Yeah, I really believe it will become more personal as well, and more custom also in the way clothes fit. Because in a way it feels very old school that we are still having to work with standard sizes like 36, 38, 40, 42. It's all industrialized. And how often is it that you like a garment, it's just not in your size or in your exact measurements? And we are so used to wearing something that isn't custom that, yeah, that you have no idea how amazing it feels when something is actually
It's perfect. Yes.
yeah,
I mean,
and that is really possible for a big audience in the near future, and I think people will really love that. Yeah.
incredible. Well, thank you so much. I really, you know, it was great talking to you. I hope it won't take another 10 years until we see each other.
No,
Please
no, no,
come
no.
visit me in LA.
Oh
And,
yeah,
you
come
know,
to.
we love your work.
It is really strange, but I haven't been to LA yet.
You've got to come.
So
I mean,
I have to come, and it's
yes,
on the top of my list.
it's
So
gorgeous right now. It's like 30
yeah,
degrees Celsius. The sun is out. Like, I,
I'm so jealous.
I almost feel like I'm on vacation. I hate to say that, but yeah.
Oh, it's so nice. No, I will visit you. Yeah.
Okay. Big kiss. Thank you
Big
so
kiss.
much, Iris.
You too.
Talk to you soon.
Lots of love to everyone.
Okay, bye.
Bye.